Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video wanted to be talking about the S25 Ultra. I just wanted to give a review after using this phone for about 6 months. I just wanted to talk about like pros and cons of using this phone that I found after 6 months of ownership. Yeah, let's dive into it. So just looking at the pros, so I came across like 3 different areas for like the pros that I found that like stood out. So the first is battery life, and then the next is like storage, and then also just like camera quality. And then for the cons, what I found to be more of like the con would be more about like the phone design, and then I would say it would be about like some of the AI features, and then also like the S Pen features that I found to be more of the cons. But going into the pros, so the first thing that I found is more about like the design of the phone. So for me, I upgraded from the S22 Plus. I was pretty much rocking that for like I was rocking that for about a little over like 3 years, give or take. And so moving to the Ultra, this phone is very like rectangular and boxy corners, and so it's also very top heavy. And so I found just kind of like getting used to that over the past 6 months, or like just sitting down and digging into like the corner of your like inner thigh, stuff like that. So having to always like remove my phone like during dinner, or I'm just like out and about and I always have to take out my phone. Next is like the camera quality. So I just mentioned I came from the S22 Plus, so moving into the S25 Ultra, I feel like the camera quality definitely has like improved like tremendously from like that model. I mean, not just like all the pictures being like more crisp, but I think it's more of like how the AI features also complements the photos. So like when you're like taking a photo, I've noticed that like if the background is like blurred, or not blurred, if the background's like blown out, it'll like do some like AI like touch-ups, and then it'll make that background like actually like not be blown out, and you'll actually see more depth and more color to the background. Like if the sky was like all white, and then boom, somehow it's capturing like now a blue sky. But when you take the photo and you're looking at it and you're taking a picture of like, I don't know, your partner, and then your partner looks great, and then the background you're like, oh well, we'll see how it goes. But when you take a photo, it's like boom, it does like some crazy AI magic. So that has been like really nice. So you're always able to take like a really the third I mentioned, which was like storage. I know it sounds kind of like a weird one to mention, but I had the S22 Plus, and I do miss the days where you can have like expandable storage. That means like you could put like a little small like SD card, and then you can essentially upgrade your storage that way. But they took that away probably since the Note 10 series probably is when they stopped doing that. But anyways, having like storage options essentially up to a 1 TB, which is ridiculous, which this does have 1 TB. I upgraded to the 1 TB just because you always run into those issues where it's like, oh okay, well my storage is full, and then you have to transfer everything. Moving into the next topics, which are the cons. So I kind of already mentioned this a little bit, which is more the cons is more like the phone design. So because the phone design like digs in, that's like my first con. The second con is some of the AI features, like I kind of feel like are just sort of useless. And I'll just kind of give like an example where you like can take a photo of something, like let's say yourself, and then you can put it into like a cartoon, or you can turn it into like a watercolor, or something like that. I don't know, I guess to me I feel like that seems kind of useless. At least I feel like those features, I don't know, I just feel like people aren't really like needing those types of AI features, so I felt like that seems kind of useless, but that's also just my opinion. However, I think what would be better if there was like a prompt that you can add. So let's say if you do take a photo of yourself, you can be like, oh, turn me into like a superhero cartoon style, and then you take that selfie. So like adding another layer to it, I think would have had better execution than what we're just given. Is just you can pick like 5 different little styles, and then it'll like spin out like different portrait styles, but essentially they're all gonna look very similar because there's only so much you can do. Anyways, that is I feel like that area of the AI seems kind of silly. The last one that I'm touching on is the S Pen feature. So when you remove your S Pen, like you can be able to like have like the air gesture features. However, for some reason in the 25 Ultra, when you press on the screen, it doesn't do the bubble, like it doesn't do the bubble thing anymore. And I know they had that in like the 24, and even before that, even in the I believe the Note 10, because I remember having that one, is like you would have like that on screen and be able to like have quick options when you press the button close to the screen. However, now when you're close to the screen and you press a button, it doesn't do anything. You have to now like click on there's like a pen icon that you have to click on, and then you can do like what you want to do, which is screen write. So it kind of just feels like they removed those S Pen features, and I feel like removing those features really kind of like limited more of the features for the S Pen, and kind of making like the S Pen, I'm not saying like useless, but not as like useful as it was before. I felt like there was a lot of cool things that you were able to do, just like being able to click and then take a photo, things like that, being able to take a quick screenshot when you have the pen ready. Those are like my main pros and cons of the S25 Ultra. I mean, overall, given all those like negatives, I've still overall enjoyed this phone. It's been a great phone, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna continue like driving this phone. I don't think I would upgrade anytime soon, knock on wood, because phones are very expensive, and now with like tariffs, you just don't know, like the next phone is maybe it's going to be 2x more. But that's pretty much all I have for today. So I'll see you guys next time. If you did like this video, just let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about the S25 Ultra, and also the future state of the industry? So anyways, peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.